I'm going to show you how to do an inflammation taping on your horse's neck. So Titan's not feeling very good because he got all of his shots yesterday and his neck is really sore from it and a little bit swollen, and he had shots on both sides, so he just he doesn't even want to move, poor thing. I mean, he's still eating and drinking and he's fine. And I did give him a little bit of Bute this morning just to help with the pain, but I'm going to do an inflammation taping on his neck to help reduce the swelling and the pain. And I did this last year because he got a little bit sore last year from his tetanus shot. Kind of similar thing happened, and I did this last year and it helped him a lot. So if anybody's interested in learning how to do an inflammation taping, just keep watching. I'm gonna very gently go through and just do some gentle effleurage massage strokes just to get the blood flowing and try to work out some of that inflammation. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to take a note of where there's the most heat and swelling and focus on taping that area. So it starts here, and it really just goes down his whole cervical vertebrae, and it's pretty hot down here. So I'm probably going to just tape this entire thing. I'm going to be really gentle. If your horse is clean, you want to use an alcohol wipe because you want to get the oils off of their coat. The bottom of his neck here, these are his cervical vertebrae, and you'll be able to feel them on your horse because they feel like rocks if you push, versus the muscle that's right above. There's a couple different muscles that run through the neck here. That is where I'm going to focus taping, right above his cervical vertebrae, because the swelling isn't in around the cervical vertebrae, it's on top, if that makes sense. So kind of going to go right through the middle of his neck here, because that's where this big muscle is where they do the muscle shots for vaccinations. And so he's got this swelling through here and the tightness through here. And then he's walking crooked. So he's going to need a whole body massage too once he's recovered from this. Like I said, you have the 2-inch tape and the 4-inch tape. I would have preferred 4-inch tape for this, but I'm running low. So we're going to work with what we got. So I'm going to start here. Now, there's a couple different tapings you can do for the neck, but for the purpose of doing an inflammation taping, I'm going to cut some finger projections, and I will show you what I mean. So around the corners, if anybody's seen my last taping videos, you want to round the corners because it helps it stick better. And then what you want to do is I'm going to cut, it doesn't have to be perfectly even, but I'm going to cut 4 sections through here, but I'm going to leave the top because this is going to be where I stick it down. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm first going to cut it in half. So I got my halves, and then I'm going to cut it into fourths. So I got all these finger projections here, is what we call them. And then you can round off these corners if you want to. You don't have to, but it does help. There I have it. I rounded my corners, and I'm going to map out where I want to stick this down. So I'm going to start it up here, and then I'm going to put one, because I want to stay the vertebrae are here, I want to stay above that. So I'm going to go up here, and then I'm just going to kind of stack them below, and then I'm going to do another taping down here because there's a good bit of swelling. So I'm going to tear here, and then I'm going to tear each individual finger projection, like that. So see, these are all separate. I'm going to pull off this as I lay it down. Hopefully you can see that. Boy. I'm going to do the first one. Lay it down. One. Lay that down. I know. And they don't have to be perfect. It will still work the same. I know. Good boy. There's a lot of swelling through here, so that's going to push it all back out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another taping like this, just a little bit smaller, and I'm going to do it through here because there's a good bit of swelling. You can stack these if that makes sense. So I'm going to do another taping through here, and then I might add a couple anchor pieces. But last time I did this because, like I said, he got sore from his shots last year, and he couldn't turn his neck. And last time I did this, like a few hours later, he could actually move around, and like that's what matters right now. I'm like, I want you to be able to move around, you poor baby. I think I want to go like that. Each one. Okay. I'm going to clean this area a little bit, and then I'm going to put a couple anchor pieces down. For here, good work. Like so. Here's the inflammation taping. One, clean the area with alcohol wipes. Step 2, measure the area with your tape before you cut it. I'm going to go a little bit higher on this one, but start with the first. Step 3, round the corners. Step 4 for the inflammation taping is cut it into 4 sections. 4 for the inflammation taping, you want to round the corners of your finger projections. Step 5, you want to pre-tear your tape before you lay it down. So I'm going to tear at the top of each finger projection. I'm sorry. Finger projection one at a time. Good boy. Feel better, I promise. Poor baby.